Hello everyone. How are all my beautiful, rich, hot, superhuman, amazing people? How are you all today? So good to connect with you and have a chat with you about making the impossible possible. Bit of an oxymoron, I know. But stay with me, stay with me. This is what I love working with people. When you work with me, I show you how to do this, how to literally transform what you think is totally impossible into something that's possible. And I tell you what, if I had listened to people who told me you can't do that, you just can't, like you won't do that or you won't make money from that. If I had listened to people, I wouldn't be where I am today. If I had listened to my own bullshit, if I had listened to my own doubts and fears and allowed that to hold me back, I wouldn't be where I am today. Because I remember this would have been probably 13 years ago, being told, you'll never make a business from healing. It's too hard. Like that won't support you. And 12 years later, there I was still healing, created a 6-figure business healing. And if I listened to that and I allowed that to take over me, someone else's opinion or the belief that something's absolutely impossible to do, I would not be here. I literally would not be here doing this. And the same when everyone said, oh, you can't let go of your clients, if you want to change from in-person to online, you're going to destroy your business. And yet here I am doing it and living that life. So I wanted to ask you, where are you allowing yourself to be held back by what you think is absolutely not doable for you? Or it's impossible in some way. Because I can tell you now, you're just feeding an energy. You are feeding an identity. You've built up an identity around that belief that something's not possible for you. And usually it is a fear. It is a fear or a doubt, or it's been something that you've been role modeled to, that's hard, or it's just, people like us just do not have that happen to them, or that we've got to follow a certain structure or system in order to create what we want in our life. And it's just not true. It's completely untrue. And the more you allow yourself to be held back by that, you will not reach your goals and dreams, and you will not create the desires that you want, the juicy desires that you deep within your heart that you want so badly. You will continue to have those out of reach, okay? Because you're not willing to break through and bust that bullshit belief of that something's not possible, okay? Imagine, I love putting this question to my clients, imagine that the thing you think is impossible, imagine that if you didn't think that anymore, like if no one had told you that, or you hadn't witnessed it for yourself, or you didn't get brought up that way. Imagine that the thing you think is really hard or undoable or improbable or impossible, imagine if you didn't believe that just for a moment. Imagine if you didn't have to listen to that. What would you be doing? It's a really great question to ask yourself, to start breaking down some of those unconscious beliefs and programs. Okay, look at the desire that you have in your life, what you want to create, and then start to ask yourself, what are the things I'm believing that are really hard or undoable or improbable or impossible for me? Why I can't have that right now? Why can't I have that now? Why can't I be on that timeline for that desire right now? Okay, and look at that and then ask yourself, if I didn't believe that, or I didn't know that to be true, what would I be doing differently? What actions would I be taking? What would I really be thinking of myself? What would I be allowing myself to dream, to do, to act, if I didn't believe that those things weren't available to me. Okay, it's a different way of looking at things and reframing things for you that are going to start you to break down those barriers around feeling stuck. When you feel really stuck, I see this a lot when people are wanting to double their money and people are wanting to make more money. They feel very stuck at this, and it's an identity crisis. You fed all your energy into being a certain way. It's the same if you've been in a certain career or you've been in a certain business or even relationship, and you believe yourself to be that person or that thing, that label. And so you fed a lot of energy to that identity, and all these different beliefs, and especially unconscious beliefs, are all wrapped up into that identity. And so for you to start going, oh, well, actually, I want something more. I want to have an expanded life. I want more. I want things that excite me and light me up and turn me on. But then you look at the identity of you now and you just go, oh, that's really hard, or that's impossible. Like, how would I do that? Okay, and then we start unraveling it bit by bit, and then the shit really can hit the fan, right? Because there's all these limiting beliefs around that, around why you are not having the pleasure, the passion, the money that you desire. Okay, this is where we start activating the superhuman abilities that we have to start overriding those 3D complex patterns, okay, and programs that are all embedded in us. We need to start unraveling them. So I invite you to start doing that today. You know, put down in the comments if there's something you feel like, what is your big block? What is it? What do you think it is? Okay, what are you telling yourself why you can't have the thing that you want? The thing that you want most right now. I'm sure you want a million trillion things, but the one or two things that you want right now that you are putting off, okay, because you believe that it's not possible right now. And so you have a story around it, you're feeding energy to an identity. Oh, well, I've always done this, or that's just who I am. It's like, really, is it? We can break that down, okay? A lot of your identity of who you become is just an act. It's just an act. It's not who you really are. It is not your superhuman self. It is a mask that you're wearing, okay? That a people-pleasing, society-fitting-in mask that you've had to wear that you now believe that's you, you know, or you've had to create a business, or you've been in a career and you had to be a certain way, and so now you think that's who you are and you're not. Okay, so let's start breaking that down. Let's start looking at the big things, like where you think why something is blocking you. Why? Okay, and you can put it in the comments if you're watching in the replay or anything. Put it in the comments, and let's start naming it, right? Start naming the thing that you feel is between you and your desire. Okay, and then start unraveling that by saying, what if I did not believe that to be true and I was not available to that way of thinking or that story? If I didn't think that I had to be this way that I am, this identity, what then? Right? It's really trippy when you start digging deeper with this, and this is the way through. This is how you're going to make the impossible possible, okay? Because I have been living my life that way. I continue to live my life that way, and boy, no one wants to tell me that I can't do something, because I will show them. Okay. And isn't that, there's some sort of saying, isn't it, about you know, get out of the way of the person who's doing it. If you believe it can't be done, get out of the way of the person who's doing it, because it's only in your mind that you can't do it or can't have what you want. Okay, let's start unraveling it all today, unraveling those beliefs. All right, let me know what it is for you, your big block. Okay, have an amazing day. Thank you as always for joining me, and I'm going to see you again really, really soon. Talk soon. Love yous. Bye.